is the subject of a new cookbook which has just been published, and it's filled with recipes and suggestions on how to enhance the pleasure of your trips with an impromptu roadside meal. As an example, here's a couple vacationing in their pickup camper who've a yen for an outdoor broiled steak. You'll enjoy your trip a lot more by joining the ever-growing band of smart travelers who have equipped themselves to serve meals out of doors amidst the pleasant surroundings of the countryside.
It's happening now at Oldsmobile dealerships all over the country. Your Oldsmobile dealer is ready for spring. Set for the wonderful motoring season ahead with a great series of surprise values. You'll be especially interested in Oldsmobile's dollar-saving Dynamic 88, the value buy of this or any year. What's your measure of appeal in a new car? Styling? This Dynamic 88 has it. The high-styled, crisp look of fashion line design. Comfort? Again, the Dynamic 88 measures up with wonderful ease of entry and exit with chair-height seats and deep foam cushioning. Maybe your measure of an automobile is performance. Look no further. This Dynamic 88 is a rocket Oldsmobile with more zing than ever, and you get all that rocket go on regular gas. See your Oldsmobile quality dealer.
People everywhere, by the thousands, more people than ever before, today are buying Mercury. Yes, everywhere, every day, more and more people are driving this car and buying this car, the 1950 Mercury, and with good reason. For Mercury has demonstrated that it's today's outstanding automobile value, the car that can take it across grinding desert sands, and up grueling mountain slopes, and still come out all-time sweepstakes winner in the famous Mobil Gas Grand Canyon Economy Run, America's #1 economy car, Mercury. Mercury, the car that set the pace in this year's Indianapolis Speedway race. It's out ahead of all the rest, out ahead for steady reserves of power. Out ahead for easy driving roadability. Out ahead of the rest for riding comfort. Ahead in all the things that mean a wonderful ride and a wonderful car. Mercury. And a Mercury like this awaits your inspection at your Mercury dealers now. See him. Go for a ride, and you'll go for Mercury.
You can probably remember when superficial features used to be added to the basic shape of a car in an attempt to suggest a feeling of movement, such as this radiator ornament, for instance. Now, in the 1955 Ford, the feeling of motion has been built right into the basic shape of the car itself. Let me show you specifically what I mean. Notice how the line of the car flows from front to rear in an almost imperceptible curve, and how the front fenders, the reach of the visored headlights, and the drawn-out taillights extend this smooth, unbroken line. The lowered hood and the sweep of the all-round windshield blend into this line perfectly, adding to the lively feeling of motion in the overall appearance of this car. Now, when the design of a car expresses its function forcefully and imaginatively, of course, we derive more pleasure from owning and using it.
The imaginative styling of the 1955 Ford is also evident in Ford's exciting new use of chrome and stainless steel trim, in Ford's fresh new colors and smart modern interiors. You're invited to come in and see the beautiful new 1955 Fords now at your Ford dealers.
Here we've just had a complete teardown of a Ford and a Chevrolet. These are Ford parts, ready for comparison with the similar parts of a Chevrolet. Here they are, the Chevrolet parts. And our comparison is to cover all categories: economy, comfort and convenience, performance, and safety. A big factor in safety is a driver's ability to see. The total of Chevrolet's glass area is this much bigger than a Ford's, 166 square inches. And remember, Ford's glass shortage is not confined to any one spot as we show here, but is distributed throughout all areas. Quite a difference, eh?
Suppose I'd been sitting in a car like this several years ago and I'd said to you, gee, wouldn't it be swell if steering were real easy like this, especially when you're standing still? Then if we and the practical designers and the hard-headed production men and the skeptical testers have done our jobs right, well, then the factory men can turn yesterday's dream of effortless power steering into today's reality. Now, that looked easy, didn't it? The men who designed this had fun. And the builders and the testers had fun. And while it's never going to take the place of the family car, I, for one, am going to have a lot of fun owning it. Now, this could never have happened unless the world's largest manufacturer of automobiles had put its tremendous resources back of the job of designing and building a sports car to uphold American leadership in every field of transportation. They built her to handle like an angel, with every ounce of weight right where it belongs for perfect balance, clean and sleek and efficient looking, and light and strong. And they kept the cockpit simple and practical. For the power plant, they started with the finest valve and head engine. Some extra special features of higher compression, triple side draft carburetors, and dual exhaust give her 160 horsepower. Naturally, the automatic transmission quadrant's on the floor. That's in keeping with sports car tradition. In addition to the speedometer, there's a tachometer to measure engine revolutions. They call her Corvette, and she belongs to the highway just for the sheer and simple joy of driving, for the open road and the country byway, for Mr. and Mrs. America in a carefree mood. Boy, what a car.
And now, the completely new Corvette Stingray for 1963. There are two Stingray models. First, the Corvette Convertible, which has been restyled from grille to tailpipes to give it a look of speed to match the blazing performance of its big 327 cubic inch V8 engine. And second, the new Corvette Sport Coupe, the most exciting hardtop model you ever laid eyes on. It'll be a pace setter for years to come. With 4 engine choices, including fuel injection and power up to 360 horsepower, America's one true sports car continues to prove itself a top performer throughout the world.
Of course, a lot of credit for Chevrolet's exciting performance can be traced to the Chevrolet Corvette, America's only authentic sports car. For the same team that developed the Corvette with all its razor-sharp reactions, developed all the new Chevrolets, including the best-selling, lowest-priced, full-sized convertible in America, the Chevrolet Impala Convertible. And like its Corvette kin, the Impala Convertible handles like a breeze. It steers feather light and true, and it responds instantly to any direction you might want to give it. As in all new Chevrolets, this Impala has full coil suspension at every wheel for a cloud-soft ride over any road. Plus, there's the exclusive craftsmanship of its body by Fisher and the brilliant modern design that won the applause of all America to make Chevy the year's bestseller at a record-breaking rate. So for loads of action, loads of room, and thrill-packed performance, pick yourself a star from any one of Chevrolet's full cast of 18 new models for 1960.
I want you to meet a great new star. The new 1953 Chevrolet. Isn't that a sight to take your breath away? Wouldn't that new beauty steal any show? I declare it looks a mile long. And see how low it is. And that beautiful, beautiful grille. Every detail is so perfectly designed, I just keep looking and looking at it. And I'll tell you something. You can look at it from every possible angle and you'll still come up with the same answer. It's the best looking car in the whole world. There I go getting carried away again. I could just talk about it all day.
Every single part of the car, from the engine right down to the last nut and bolt, must be able to stand the gas. Yes, engineers call it reliability. And at Chevrolet, reliability is built into every car and truck through the industry's most complete and rugged system of testing, punishing, and analyzing. Now, see Chevrolet's reliability program at work. Here, just one of hundreds of exhaustive tests. A 1961 Chevrolet door is opened and closed over 50,000 times and still working perfectly. A Chevrolet V8 engine running almost continuously at high speed for more than a week, day and night. The brutally punishing bump and shake rig helps engineers to find out what extreme vibration does to the car and its occupants.
Yes, zest and pleasure and the thrill of action roll right along with a sports-minded customer in the new Corvette Monza Spider. That same spirit is here, too, in the Chevrolet Impala and throughout the entire line of Chevrolet cars and trucks. For all Chevrolet products for 1962 share the Spider's mood of enjoyment and satisfaction. The same snappy scat up and go. You feel it in regular Chevrolet passenger cars, in the powerfully built Chevy 2, and in the dramatic and beautifully unique Corvette, the sporty stand-up-and-go sports car that passes and surpasses anything in its class.
These young people nowadays, they're great. They've got their own music, their own way of looking at things. They've got their own car, too. Camaro by Chevrolet, with command performance, as new as the new generation itself. Camaro is now like this convertible rally sport version with wide stance and big car engines you can specify. This standard Camaro Sport Coupe is just the right car for the new generation that's starting to worry about the cost of the new generation. Sometimes I envy them, but not when I'm in my SS 350 Rally Sport. Does that make me part of the new generation? Try a Camaro.
Hi, I'm Teen Angel. You probably heard about what happened to me and my short back in '57. Well, ever since then, I've been haunting this here malt shop because it's where I used to hang out, you know? That used to be my booth right there, where I'd sit all day drinking colas with Betty Lou.
How well that car steers depends, for one thing, on how well balanced it is. And what does an upside-down bottle have to do with a car's balance? Plenty. Watch. Didn't take much to knock it over, did it? It's called weight distribution. Every year, more and more safety has been built into the cars we drive, and many of the driving risks we once considered unavoidable are now almost completely eliminated. High-level ventilation, automatic signals for stopping and turning, 11-inch brake drums, and the modern anti-dive suspension system that brings the car to a smooth stop.
So make a date today to see the USA. See it in your Chevrolet.
Traveling east, traveling west, wherever you go, Chevy service is best. Southward or north, near place or far, there's a Chevrolet dealer for your Chevrolet car.
See the USA in your Chevrolet. The Rockies way out west are calling you. Drive your Chevrolet through the USA, where fields of golden wheat pass and review. Whether traveling light or with a load that's heavy, performance is sweeter, nothing can beat her. Life is completer in a Chevy. So make a date today to see the USA.